Now, imagine a room where you're safe, where no one can bother you. Now take that shit away!
You wanna try this? I'll flip it on the door! I won't look!
Ah!
When someone meets my family, they inevitably ask, "How are you, you?" Why is that, you ask? Have I got a story for you?
Alright, so one thing you have to know about my family in particular is that there's no real form of privacy. Though that detail only applies to me. My mom and my sisters can have privacy, but I cannot. Though, I mean, they do overstep their own boundaries sometimes, but for the most part, I'm the only one who's not allowed to have privacy. Like, I've never had a lock on my bedroom door, ever, in my entire life. Even in the new house, I don't have a lock on the door. And the other rooms have locks, but not the one that was given to me. No, can't have any of that. When I was growing up, I didn't even have a real door. I had one of those sliding doors that opens and closes by folding in on itself. And I used to get knocked off the track all the time. And one time my grandpa fixed it, and he came over, he's like, "I'm not fixing it for you ever again. You make sure it stays on the track." And I was like, all right, I can do this. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. And we used to store like folding chairs in my room. And one day I found out if I closed the door and put a folding chair under the knob, then it was locked and you couldn't open it. And I was so excited because I finally had a way to lock my own door. And that meant nobody could bother me. And it was great. And I remember this one time, it was the same week that I had discovered that I could do this. So I had the door locked. I'm sitting on my bed. I was playing Pokemon. I wasn't like fapping or anything like that I needed to have the door locked. I was just excited to finally have a door that locks. So I had it locked with the folding chair under it. I'm sitting on my bed. I'm playing Pokemon. I'm so fucking excited. The favorite child comes down the hall in my room. She goes to open the door. It doesn't open. And I'm like, yes, it works. And she's like, what's this? You can't lock your door. There's no lock on your door. You can't do this. And I'm like, she's all upset that my door is not supposed to be able to be locked. And I'm like, I found a way. I put a folding chair under it. And instead of being like, oh, okay, that's cool, you want to let me in? She starts to shake violently the door from the track. And she's like, you can't do this! And I'm like, hold on, I'll get up, I'll unlock it. Like, I'm just playing Pokemon in here. I'm not doing anything bad. I was just excited to have a door that locked. And she's like, no, you can't have a locked door! And she throws it off the track. Like, she shakes it so violently that the top comes off. And she throws the door into the room. And she's like, you can't have a locked door! And then she walks away. And I was like, okay. So I didn't do the thingy on the under the door anymore because I can't have a locked door. No. Like, it's weird because my sisters always had privacy. Why wasn't I allowed to have privacy? Just doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Obviously, I'm evil and whatever, and I can't be left alone to my own devices for too long. I don't know. So another thing that I guess it's part of my, like, because I've never had, like, the concept of privacy was not given to me. Like, I don't usually lock the door when I'm in the bathroom. I just close the door, or I push it, but it's not actually closed. And I usually have conversations with people while I'm on the toilet because I'm used to that because my whole family does that. I do that. At first, it really weirded out my suite mates in college because I would talk to them while I was on the toilet and they'd be like, why are you? That's weird. But then everyone got used to it and we all do it now and it's kind of funny. But it's just a thing. Like, I don't lock the door on the toilet, and I suspect it's also because I know if I did lock the door, there's no. I'm not saying there's a lock on the actual toilet. That would be wow. That would be wow. Ugh. That would be so unfortunate. What I mean is I don't lock the bathroom door while I'm on the toilet because I feel like the same thing with the sliding door will happen. If it's locked, someone will be like, you can't lock this door, and kick it down. And then I'm going to be the one to get in trouble for it, like I was with the sliding door. It was obviously my fault that the door was knocked off the track that time because my sister fucking turned into She-Hulk and was like, ah, fuck this door! Which is funny because she's not even usually the angry one. The favorite child is just the whiny one. Weird. Very weird. Very weird. Very weird family dynamic around here. Very weird. The thing is, my family, like, I like to have conversations while I'm sitting on the toilet with people outside. My family likes to have conversations with you while you're on the toilet. And it's a little weirder. Like, usually it's the person on the toilet is the one who speaks first. It's weird when the people outside are the ones who speak first. So, like, my family will just, like, walk in while you're in the bathroom or whatever, and they'll be like, oh, yeah, it's fine, whatever. I just need something. It's cool. I'll just walk in. It'll be quick. Don't worry. But they'll stand in there and they'll talk to you, which is really annoying. But I remember this one time we were in the old house. Like, my area was at the top of the stairs, and then there's another bathroom upstairs. And I remember this one time when Banshee lived in California. She used to call all the time because, you know, she needs to talk to people all the time. So this one time, I was upstairs in the old house, and I'm taking a shit. I'm upstairs on the toilet taking a shit. And I hear from down the stairs, and I'm like, what? 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 I can't. What? And then my mom, I hear the door downstairs slam open, and my mom screams at the stairs, your sister's on the phone for you! And I'm like, I'm pooping. I'll talk to her later. Okay? And then there's silence for a little while. And then I hear again, your sister's on the phone for you! And I'm pooping! Tell her I'll talk to her later! And then there's silence for a couple seconds, and then I hear thump, 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 as my mom stomps up the stairs angrily. And I'm like, what? I'm pooping. I don't understand why she'd be coming up here to tell me. I heard her. I acknowledged her. I said I'll talk to her later. Like, why are you here? Hear my mom stomp down the hallway. Comes to the door. I'm expecting her to say something because I could hear that she's very close to the door. She doesn't say anything. She just throws the door open. Which, the upstairs bathroom had 2 doorways. I don't know why I'm holding up 4. This is 4. Well, I had 2 doorways. The first one was a regular door. You could lock that. Sure, you could lock that. But then if you go into the bedroom, then you could open the sliding door and just come on in. And so there's no way to escape that. Like, unless I went and locked the bedroom door too, but I don't usually go in there. I just go straight into the bathroom. Whatever. Anyway, the door was unlocked. My mom throws it open instead of saying anything. I'm sitting there. I'm on the toilet. I'm taking a poop. I'm sitting there. My mom throws the door open. She starts to scream, your sister's on the phone for you, but she stops midway. She looks at my pants on the floor. She then proceeds to spend the next, I'm going to say 2 to 3 minutes screaming at me because my clothes don't match. I don't care. I'm taking a shit. I look at her, I'm like, Ma, I'm pooping. Get the hell out. And she's like, no. And she goes back to screaming at me about how my clothes don't match. And it's not like I keep scratching because I got a paper cut from a stupid box of soda, like the 12-pack case. When I was folding it up and taking it apart, gave me a paper cut, and it's so itchy. Sorry, I'm really animated today because it's really nice out. You guys can't really. Hold on, wait. Can you see from here while it's on the tripod? No, you could just see my pile of books in my computer screen. Oh well. Sorry, I tried. I don't want to take it off the tripod right now because that's too much work. And god damn it, it's itchy. My mom spends the next 2 to 3 minutes screaming at me because my clothes don't match while I'm taking a shit. And then, as if you think that's the end of the story in my family, you're wrong. Instead of being like, oh, okay, you're taking a poop, I realize that now, and walking away, my mom instead hands me the phone while I'm shitting still. My pants are on the floor, I'm shitting. She hands me the phone and she goes, your sister wants to talk to you! And then walks away, and I'm like, what? Hey, I'm taking a shit. Did you hear all that? My sister's like, yeah, and she just keeps talking too. I'm like, can I not shit in peace? Which is actually really, really funny because nowadays, literally every single time I go to the bathroom to take a shit, Grim calls me. Literally every single time. He knows exactly when I'm going to shit. I haven't taken a shit in peace in like 15 years. It's absurd. Now, it's not only the bathroom in my family that people burst in for. Even in this room, I've also had a people bursting in when they shouldn't moment. So while I was in college, I did conversation partnering for the ESL department, which basically means you get to sit with an international student or you get to sit with someone whose first language, native language isn't English. And basically you practice English speaking with them so they can get more confident, and you can help them with their vocabulary. You can give them, make it easier for them to speak to someone. And so I tried to do something like that because I still talk to people in a lot of other countries and whatever. And one of the businesses I tried to start up when I got out of college was my own like personal conversation partnering program. And like the first person that agreed to sign up with me, she was like the trial run for it. We had a session one night, and I was downstairs, and I think I had just gotten my Vita, so I was using that because this wouldn't have worked if I was on my laptop. I was downstairs turning on the Vita. We were talking. My mom comes downstairs. She starts talking to me. I'm like, I'm working. Please leave me alone. Like, you could go anywhere else in the house right now. I don't care. Just let me do this, okay? And that doesn't stop my mom. She keeps talking. Then she starts doing laundry. And like the laundry room is an offshoot of the den. So now I really can't hear anything. And I'm like, all right, Ma, I'm going upstairs. I'm working. Please don't bother me. Let me work for like the next 55 minutes, because we did it in hour segments. Let me work for the next 55 minutes. Then you can tell me whatever you want. I don't care. And the girl I was conversation partnering with was like, what's wrong with your mom? I was like, there's a lot wrong with my mom. I'm going upstairs, okay? So I come upstairs, come in here, close the door. We're talking. Everything's fine. Maybe 5 to 7 minutes later, my mom comes upstairs. I think, oh, like she's bringing stuff in from the laundry or whatever. She throws my door open, like, so it slams up against the wall. She looks when it slams against the wall. I turned my head because I was sitting in my chair. I turned my head to look at her. I'm like, we make eye contact, and she screams at the top of her lungs, "Do you need to be alone?" And then walks out angrily. And me and the girl I was conversation partnering with are like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What? Huh? Mom didn't speak to me for the rest of the night. Like, I had insulted her or something for telling her not to bother me for 1 hour. Like, no, ain't gonna happen. So conversation partnering really didn't work out because you can't deal with that kind of stuff while you're trying to talk to people. And it's not just conversation partnering that my mother wants to get in the way of. Like, I can't have an internet-based interview for any job or any position because my mother will come in and find a way to fuck it up. So I used to hang out in a lot of there's a messenger program called QQ that's really popular in China. It's like their version of Skype, or what AIM used to be, when AIM was like the king of messenger programs. So on QQ, you can go into chat room groups. And I used to hang out in a lot of them for people who were learning English or people who wanted to practice English. And I used to help the people that were in there. And this one guy was talking to me. He was the head of one of the groups, and he came to me specifically, like, he made me an admin in the group, and we were talking about stuff. And he was like, I'd really like to start like an internet-based like English school, and I'd like for you to be a teacher in it. And I was like, that would be swell. Like, I don't know if you guys have watched the previous episodes or you know about me, but I was supposed to teach English in Japan when I graduated from college, and I didn't do that. There's a lot of stuff. You can watch the past episodes to get somewhat of a feel for it. Oh wait, it's backwards. I don't know which way I'm pointing now. Oh, I was pointing to the left, but it shows on the right, but that's because the camera's bad. Whatever. Anyway, I was like, Ma, I gotta talk to this guy. Please leave me alone. Like, I gotta talk to this guy. I might have a job for this. Please don't mess this up. And I don't know if it was the please don't mess this up, or if my mother's just an asshole, but I'm thinking she's just an asshole. I started the voice chat with this guy. He already has trouble with English. Like, English is not his native language. He didn't have that good of a teacher when he was growing up. He's got trouble speaking. He's not confident. And we start the voice chat to talk about this program, what have you. And the moment it starts, he starts talking to me. I swear to you, the moment he opens his mouth to talk to me, my mother comes into the room that we're in, right? And she starts to talk. And it's not like she had a particular subject in mind. She just starts saying things over him. So he's like, yeah, so when you speak English, my mom's like, outside there's grass! And I'm like, what the fuck? And so this guy is trying to tell me things. And for 45 minutes, he's trying to have a conversation with me. And literally every time he opens my mouth, my mom says something. And it's not at normal human volume. It's not quite the level of the Banshee. But she just finds a way to speak over him. For 45 minutes, she stayed in the room to speak over this guy every time he was talking. And like, I understand if you're probably thinking, well, why didn't you tell her to go the fuck away? But like, if you're speaking about a potential job with a potential employer, you can't just like lose your head and be like, shut the fuck up, I'll murder you! You can't do that. That's not a thing. So I had to sit there, and I felt so bad for the guy because he was trying so hard to talk about serious subjects, and then he has this crazy woman screaming over him about things like, there's dishes in the sink and particulates, and the grass is green outside. Did you look today? And it's just like, no one will ever hire me if I have an internet-based interview because my family's going to find a way to fuck it up. Which is one of the many reasons why I still can't find a regular job. Because my family will find a way to fuck it up. So speaking of being on the toilet and it not being safe, earlier, when this video started, I was basically showing you that was a reenactment of pretty much every time I poop when the Banshee is here, which is a lot because she has no idea that she has her own house. And so she likes to do this thing where when you're taking a shit, she'll come to the bathroom door and she'll start banging on it. She'll be like, this is so good. Do you want some? I'll give you some of this food. Bang, 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 bang. Do you want some? It's so good. I won't look. I'll slip it under the door, or I'll open the door a little way and I'll put my arm out, and you can also put your arm out and have some of this. Like, she doesn't understand that the bathroom is an exit-only area. Like, you're not supposed to be stuffing your face like you've just been to McDonald's for the first time. Like, not real food, but any kind of food. Oh, this is so good. Like, you're not supposed to be stuffing your face while you shit. Like, it's not they don't occur they're not supposed to occur simultaneously. You're supposed to eat and then poop, not eat poop. Eat poop isn't a thing. It shouldn't be a thing. If you do that, you're weird. I'm just gonna put that out there. You're pretty weird if you're stuffing your face while you're shitting. Like, instant gratification for your colon, I guess? No, that's not a thing. Don't do that. It's weird. But I realized recently, I thought it was just us that she did that to. Well, most specifically me. But you remember how a couple episodes we talked about how we were helping the favorite child get her furniture out of her place? Well, while we were there, at one point, the Banshee's husband went to the bathroom. And he's sitting on the toilet. And she starts banging on the door. Hey, do you want some of this? I can open the door and I'll put it in. No one will look. And he's like, I'm on the toilet. Leave me alone. And I'm in the other room in my sister's condo, in the favorite child condo. And I'm like, hey, the bathroom is exit only. And my sister's like, no, okay, no. And I hear her husband from the bathroom. He's like, I don't understand. Sometimes you come in here and you talk to me. Like, while I'm on the toilet, you come into the bathroom and you have conversations with me. And I kid you not, Banshee, my sister, she goes, yeah, the toilet is like the only place where you're my captive audience. You have nowhere to go. And he's like, And I'm also like, And he's like, it's not even like you just come in and talk to me. Sometimes you come in here and you sit on my lap while I'm going to the bathroom. And she's like, No, I don't sit on your lap. I sit on the floor next to the toilet, okay? And it just, why? What is wrong with my family? What is wrong with them?
Hey there, guys and gals. Thanks so much for watching, as always. Now, if you click the link on the left, you'll go to the previous episode. If you click the link on the right, you'll get taken to the playlist where you can watch them all. And my mom is a scary lady when in public. Just like you wouldn't piss off a bear, I really would advise you not to piss off my mother in a restaurant.